Man, it just never stops for these ones. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video games people love to hate.
This darkness found us, and that was the end of everything.
Are you a fan of this video? Be sure to subscribe to catch our latest show, The Bolt to E3. 4 gamers take an epic road trip from San Fran to LA, gaming all the way. Watch the whole series now on WatchMojo. For this list, we'll be looking at those video games that surprisingly seem to get a bad rep from the gaming community, despite being relatively solid. To be clear, we're not necessarily saying that these games are bad or good. In fact, we actually enjoy a lot of them. It's just that, man, things get heated when you talk about them.
Follow me and keep low.
Number 10, Dark Souls 2. Considered the black sheep of the Souls franchise, Dark Souls 2 received a lot of fan ire straight out of the gate. Veterans of the series were upset at its more linear world and subtle changes to the core mechanics. Many of the changes made were, however, for the better. The linearity of the world led to some really interesting and gorgeous environments, even if they didn't all exactly fit together. Regardless of which Souls game is your favorite, Dark Souls 2 is a challenging and fun entry in the franchise, and deserves its place alongside the best action RPGs. Number 9, Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is a good game, it's just not a good Fallout game. If you've ever seen that phrase, you know the type of people we're talking about. You know, the ones who hate this 4th iteration of the Fallout series claim that it was a massive disappointment, the likes of which had never been seen. Many of the critiques aimed at the game include its removal of role-playing systems, the dumbed-down leveling and dialogue system, the half-assed settlement mechanic, and the game's linearity, and the meh plot. While many people loved the more action-oriented direction the game took, others did not. And while it's definitely not unanimously despised, there are more than enough vocal haters to go around. Number 8, Mass Effect 3.
Commander!
Endings are a tricky thing, as many of your favorite shows can probably attest to, and not every story can nail them properly. If you don't believe us, just look at Mass Effect fans and their opinion on the 3rd game. To sum it up, we can provide a few bullet points. Auto responses, a lame final battle, almost zero agency, and the choices you made throughout the series didn't matter in the end.
The paths are open, but you have to choose.
The thing is, though, all the negativity surrounding the ending seemed to completely eclipse everything else about the game, which for the most part was really fantastic, with some really heartbreaking moments. But for most haters, it's all about those final 10 minutes, so go figure. Number 7, Diablo 3.
Do you want more?
You know what they say, first impressions are the worst impressions. Well, we don't know if they actually say that, but the point still stands. Diablo 3 left fans with a terrible first impression, as the servers immediately had issues, including the dreaded Error 37 due to the heavy player load. The complaints only snowballed from there, with people hating on the linearity of the campaign, the emphasis on farming, and the real money auction house system, which many critics thought reeked of pay to win. The Reaper of Souls expansion fixed most, if not all, of these problems, but it's been very tough for Diablo 3 to remove itself from the shadow of Diablo 2, which many people still attest to being far superior.
I'm overburdened.
Number 6, Destiny. Coming off the high of their groundbreaking and wildly popular Halo series, Bungie looked poised to take over the gaming world. But out plopped Destiny, and, well, the rest is history. Usually it's the overexcited fandom that ends up disappointed, but even critics never really fell in love with Destiny, mostly due to its really lame story and kind of a lack of content. Players also hated the countless missing features and Peter Dinklage's performance. Hey man, he hasn't been made fun of this badly since Buddy called him an elf. By the way, does anyone happen to know where the wizard came from? Anyway. While certainly not a bad game, it was disappointing to many, and that's usually always worse.
I'm not going to lie to you, Guardian. You are Earth's last hope.
Number 5, No Man's Sky. Like Destiny, No Man's Sky was hyped beyond belief before its massively disappointing release, touted as being the savior of original gaming and a revolutionary title the likes of which we'd never seen before. What people got instead was a fairly repetitive exploration game that probably should have been about $20. Gamers were absolutely livid regarding Hello Games' many broken promises, and the game quickly had a big red target on its back, forcing Hello Games to go radio silent after release in fears of the angry mob with pitchforks. While the witch hunt seems to have died down in recent months, there was nothing quite like the intense hatred that this game received in the final months of 2016. Number 4, Five Nights at Freddy's series.
Please stand by while I reboot the system. I will be offline momentarily during this process.
While the games themselves are sometimes hated on for a few reasons, including the lack of variety and the cheap jump scares, it is the fan base that is often the most aggressive, giving the games a bad name in the process. The fans have acquired quite an infamous reputation online for being obsessive. Some people draw inappropriate and often explicit acts between the characters, others harass creator Scott for not making new games quick enough. Perhaps most importantly, some are very immature, leading everyone else to believe that the community is made up of hyperactive 10-year-olds. While the games themselves are perfectly fine, if not very deep, the fans have unfortunately tarnished the Five Nights brand for a lot of people. Number 3, MOBAs.
Double kill.
If there's one genre that is hated above all the rest, it's certainly MOBAs. While they're definitely popular and have been big business in the esports scene, there's still a palpable stigma towards the genre. Many people hate on the free-to-play model of many of the games, hate the genre itself for being too ubiquitous, or that their infamous user base represents everything that is toxic about gaming culture. While we're sure that many people who hate on the genre have actually never tried one, there's still no denying that a lot of people just wish that MOBAs would go away. Number 2, Minecraft. There's no denying that Minecraft is both extremely popular and a great creative game, but with popularity often comes hate. And like most popular things, Minecraft has been diagnosed with "it's so popular that it must mean it sucks" syndrome from the haters, even though some actual players have recently shown a particular hatred towards the 1.9 release. However, like Five Nights at Freddy's, Minecraft has the unfortunate distinction of being associated with its fan base, and that's where most of the hate seems to stem from. Outsiders look at the fans as immature asses who just want to grief and ruin everyone else's creations, or see them as literal children due to the game's marketing and online stigma. Funnily enough, these two stereotypes are not too far off. Before we all attack our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, Call of Duty series. Apparently Activision killed everyone's moms or something, because it seems like people have a really deep personal loathing towards this series. After every release, forums and user scores are bombarded with haters who claim that the newest entry is literally the worst game ever because it's exactly like the last one, and because it's nothing but a cash grab from greedy corporate America. Fans on social media sites are also ridiculed for saying that they enjoy the series, and are often told to go play a real game instead. The upcoming World War II title, however, has quelled a bit of the backlash, but whether or not it'll face backlash at launch remains to be seen.
How many casualties? We executed the mission. Get me the f*** out of here!
Do you agree with our picks? Don't forget to check out The Bolt to E3, a brand new series from WatchMojo, where 4 gamers take an epic road trip from San Fran to LA, gaming all the way.